The Beast is back and WWE just threw a grenade into the entire roster. Brock Lesnar has allegedly made his return to Monday Night Raw, and the wrestling world is in absolute pandemonium. But here's what has everyone talking: this isn't just about Brock coming back. This is about what his return means for every part-timer in WWE. John Cena, The Rock, Goldberg, Edge, they're all watching this closely because Brock's deal could change everything. Reports are flooding in about backstage chaos. Full-time wrestlers are furious. Management is scrambling. And fans are more divided than ever before. Is Brock's return a ratings savior or the biggest slap in the face to the full-time roster? Some are calling this WWE's smartest move of 2026, while others say it's the death of credibility. Comment now if you think part-timers are ruining WWE or if you're hyped for the Beast's return. Before we expose the massive implications of Brock's alleged return and what it means for the entire industry, you need to hit that subscribe button and annihilate that notification bell right now. Ring Rumble 1 is where you get the real inside stories, the backstage drama, and the controversial takes that other channels are too scared to discuss. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions. We're not afraid to call out WWE when they make questionable decisions. And we're building the most passionate wrestling community on YouTube. If you want hard-hitting analysis that goes beyond surface-level reporting, subscribe immediately. The content coming to this channel is going to be game-changing. Now let's break down this bombshell. Let's talk about how this all went down. Reports started circulating late Sunday night that Brock Lesnar had been spotted in the same city where Raw was scheduled. Wrestling journalists went into overdrive. Dave Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, PW Insider, everyone was scrambling to confirm the story. By Monday afternoon, the rumors were intensifying. Multiple sources were reporting that Brock had signed a new short-term deal with WWE. But here's the crazy part: nobody could confirm the details. How many dates? How much money? What's his schedule? Complete mystery. Then Monday Night Raw happened. The show was progressing normally, some decent matches, standard storyline progression. But about 90 minutes into the broadcast, during a backstage segment with Cody Rhodes, the lights in the arena went out. The crowd erupted. They knew something big was happening. And then, boom, Brock Lesnar's music hit. The place went absolutely insane. The pyro exploded. And out walked the Beast incarnate with Paul Heyman. Brock looked massive. He looked hungry. He looked like he was ready to destroy everything in his path. The crowd was going ballistic with a mixture of cheers and boos. Love him or hate him, Brock Lesnar is a spectacle. Paul Heyman grabbed a microphone and did what Paul Heyman does best: he cut a promo. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed most dominant force in WWE history, Brock Lesnar. The crowd was electric. Say what you want about Brock's part-time status, but the man draws money. The energy in that building was insane. Heyman continued, "For months, you've watched Monday Night Raw deteriorate into mediocrity. You've watched the same matches with the same wrestlers having the same outcomes. You've been bored. You've been underwhelmed. But tonight, that all changes. Because the Beast is back to remind everyone what a real attraction looks like." Shots fired. Heyman just buried the entire full-time roster. The implications were massive. Brock Lesnar doesn't come to Raw to work every week. He doesn't come to Raw to shake hands and kiss babies. He comes to Raw to conquer. To dominate. To make moments that you'll remember forever. And starting tonight, Raw is Brock's show once again. The crowd was split. Half were eating it up. They call in the part-timers instead of investing in the talent that's here 300 days a year. But here's the flip side. Some wrestlers reportedly love having Brock back. One veteran stated, "Brock draws money. When Brock's on the card, ticket sales go up. Merchandise moves. Network subscriptions increase. Everyone benefits financially when he's around." The divide in the locker room is real and it's creating tension. Let's talk numbers because this is where it gets interesting. Reports suggest Brock's new deal is worth approximately $5 million for 10 to 15 appearances. That breaks down to roughly $300,000 to $500,000 per appearance. Compare that to full-time wrestlers who work 200+ dates per year and make less annually. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, these guys are in the ring constantly and their entire yearly salary might not match what Brock makes in a single appearance. Is that fair? From a pure business perspective, WWE would argue yes. Brock draws ratings. The numbers don't lie. Raw's ratings this past Monday with Brock's return, 2.3 million viewers. That's up from the previous week's 1.8 million. A 500,000 viewer increase. That translates to more advertising revenue. That's millions of dollars. Social media engagement was up 300%. Brock Lesnar was trending worldwide. WWE's YouTube highlights featuring Brock got 5 million views in 24 hours. From a business standpoint, bringing back Brock was a home run. But from a morale standpoint, that's a different story. Here's where this gets really interesting. Brock's return has opened the floodgates. If WWE is willing to pay Brock's price, what about other part-timers? Reports indicate Cena is watching this situation closely. His current Hollywood schedule limits his WWE availability, but sources say he's very interested in a similar arrangement for WrestleMania season. Cena's asking price, allegedly higher than Brock's. We're talking $7 to $10 million for a WrestleMania program. The biggest wildcard. Rock hasn't wrestled a full match since WrestleMania 32 in 2016. But with Brock getting this deal, insiders claim Rock's team is exploring options for a potential return. The price tag, astronomical. Some reports suggest $20 plus million for a single WrestleMania match. Goldberg. At 58 years old, Goldberg has repeatedly said he's done. But guess what? His agent has allegedly reached out to WWE following Brock's return. Goldberg vs. Brock is money and everyone knows it. Could we see a fifth match between these two? The rated R superstar has been full-time since his return, but he's not getting younger. At 51, working a reduced schedule makes sense. Reports suggest Edge is considering renegotiating his deal to work fewer dates at a higher per-appearance rate. The Texas Rattlesnake came back for one match at WrestleMania 38. Could Brock's deal tempt him into another return? Sources close to Austin say he's flattered by the interest, but not actively pursuing another match. But never say never. The precedent Brock's deal sets is massive. Every legend and part-timer is now looking at WWE thinking, if Brock can get that deal, so can I. But here's the problem. If WWE starts bringing back multiple part-timers with Brock-level deals, what happens to the full-time roster? Let's do the math. Why would any wrestler want to be full-time when part-time is more lucrative? Here's another major issue, credibility. When part-timers show up and immediately get pushed to the main event, it makes the full-time roster look weak. Think about it. Seth Rollins has been carrying Raw for years. He's there every single week, cutting promos, having incredible matches, building storylines. Then Brock shows up after months away and gets the main event slot. What message does that send? It tells the audience, the full-timers aren't good enough. We need part-timers to sell tickets. It devalues everyone on the roster. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Gunther, these guys work their asses off and then get overshadowed the moment a part-timer returns. There's also a generational issue at play. Brock Lesnar is 47 years old. Goldberg is 58. The Rock is 52. These aren't young hungry wrestlers, they're nostalgia acts. Younger fans who started watching WWE in the last 5 to 10 years don't have the same connection to these part-timers. To them, Brock is just that guy who shows up occasionally and beats everyone. WWE is caught between serving two audiences. Point 1, older fans who love the nostalgia and spectacle of part-timers. Point 2, younger fans who want to see their favorites get pushed. You can't make both groups happy. And right now, WWE is clearly prioritizing the nostalgia dollar. Here's a scary reality for WWE. When full-time talent sees part-timers getting preferential treatment, they start looking at other options. AEW is right there, waiting to sign disgruntled WWE talent. New Japan, Impact, the independent scene, there are options now. Imagine if Seth Rollins gets frustrated and leaves for AEW. Or Drew McIntyre. Or Kevin Owens. WWE would lose homegrown talent because they prioritized part-time legends. We've already seen it happen. Jon Moxley left partially due to creative frustration. Bryan Danielson wanted creative freedom. FTR wanted better treatment. The list goes on. If WWE doesn't balance part-timer appearances with full-timer pushes, they risk a talent exodus. Part-timers also create creative problems. You can't build long-term storylines around someone who's only there 10 to 15 dates per year. Brock shows up, destroys someone, disappears for weeks, shows up again, rinse and repeat. There's no character development, no compelling storytelling, just spectacle. Compare that to someone like Cody Rhodes who's there every week, building relationships, developing his character, creating emotional investment. That's what creates long-term fans. Part-timers are short-term ratings bumps. They're not sustainable. And WWE's over-reliance on them shows a lack of confidence in their full-time roster. WrestleMania is where this becomes most obvious. Look at recent WrestleMania cards. Part-timers get the main events. Full-timers get the mid-card. Young talent gets the pre-show. This pattern kills the creation of new stars. How is the next generation supposed to become legends if they never get WrestleMania main events? Roman Reigns became a megastar despite this system, not because of it. He had to fight for years against part-timer booking before finally getting his due. How many potential stars have we lost because they never got that WrestleMania moment? How many careers were stunted because a part-timer took their spot? Fans are divided on this issue. Let's look at both sides. Brock Lesnar is a draw. He makes wrestling feel important, for major events only. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. Not random Raw episodes. Point 2. When part-timers do appear, have them lose to full-time talent. Use their star power to elevate the next generation. Point 3. Announce part-timer schedules in advance so fans know when to expect them. No more surprise returns that derail ongoing storylines. Point 4. Pay full-timers more. If someone's working 200 dates, they should make more than someone working 10 dates, regardless of star power. But will WWE implement any of these solutions? Probably not. Because part-timers make money and WWE is a publicly traded company that prioritizes quarterly earnings. So where does this leave us? Brock's back. Other part-timers are likely coming. The full-time roster is frustrated. And fans are divided. Predictions for the next 6 months. Brock wins a championship, probably the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena returns for WrestleMania season. The Rock makes at least one appearance. Full-time wrestlers continue to express frustration subtly on social media. AEW benefits from WWE's disgruntled talent. The cycle continues. WWE gets short-term ratings boosts. Long-term credibility suffers. And we have this same conversation again in 6 months. So what's your take? Is Brock Lesnar's return good for WWE or bad for the business? Should part-timers be welcomed or banned? Are you excited or angry? Drop your honest opinion in the comments right now. If you think part-timers are ruining WWE, smash that like button. If you love Brock being back, still hit that like button and defend your position in the comments. And if you want more controversial wrestling debates, subscribe to Ring Rumble 1. Will Brock win the championship? Will other part-timers return? Will the full-time roster revolt? We'll cover everything as it develops. I'm Ring Rumble 1, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay brutal, and remember, the part-timer debate will never end.